You're in school, university, or a graduate, and you might want to study abroad, or you're not sure on where exactly to start or how the process of studying abroad will look like. Don't worry, I got you. In this video, I'll take you through step-by-step phases on how the process of studying abroad will look like. So without ado, let's get right into it. The first phase is a research phase, and for this phase, many people choose to do that online, and I believe that's why you're here. But I would recommend you to get in touch with a student consultant agency. I know that's not what you came here for, but in this research phase, there's 3 steps, and approaching a student consultant agency would be the best option for you. And don't worry about any fees that they might charge you. You can contact them, get as much as information, but they won't charge you until you decide to go through the process of studying abroad itself with the agency. So as I said, in the research phase, there's 3 steps, and the first step is qualification. This step is basically making sure you're qualified to study abroad. For example, confirming your educational background. Have you got enough marks in your high school or college or any other exams that you took? Also confirming if you got enough work experience, as some of the courses, such as Masters and PhD, may require you to have at least 2 years of work experience. The second step is the destination choice. So if you're not sure on what to study or what course to study, this is where getting in touch with the student consultant agency will be highly beneficial. You're actually able to meet different consultants representing different countries. That way you're actually able to ask any questions about the specific country and understand the differences and advantage of studying in that country itself. You'll be also able to get lots of information about the universities through them, and they'll have tons of brochures lying in their offices, so you can go there, you can just go through them and get a feel about it as well. Above all, some of the student consultant agencies conduct fairs in which university representatives from different countries comes to the fair. That way you're actually able to meet them and ask any questions directly to them and get more information on living in the city or living as a student in the university in much more depth. So now let's move on to the third and last step in this phase, which is the requirements. So now that you know from previous 2 steps that you're qualified and you made your choice of destination, now it's time for you to check for the requirements, which basically means making sure about all the requirements that you need in order to get into the next phase. What is the requirement for you in order to get the scholarship? Or what's the required tuition fees for the whole duration of the course? Or is there any required exams that you need to be taken to the specific course that you choose to study? Now that we finished talking about the phase 1, which is the research phase, we can head on to phase 2. The second phase is the finance. So now this is the phase that everyone is looking forward to hear. So this phase is generally hard for many of us. Studying abroad is expensive, and it is important to make sure the finance is sorted before you move on to the next phases. But the biggest advantage is nowadays many students are going for abroad studies. That means there are more ways in order for you to fund your studies, whether it is non-collateral education or collateral educational loan, or if it's NBFCs, or if it's personal loan or gold loan, or if it's your savings or from your family members or selling a land or anything. I will dive deep into the finance part in a completely different video because it has a lot of things to consider. But for now, once you sort your finance, you're one step closer. So now let's move on to phase 3. The third phase is the application phase. Yes, you can apply by yourself to universities abroad, but again, I would strongly suggest you to get in touch with an agency and go through the application process through the agency itself. Yes, some of them will charge you if you go through the process with them, but there are some other agencies, they won't charge you nothing. For example, in my case, I came through IDP, and if you never heard about IDP, I'll give you a quick outlook. They're proud co-owners of IELTS, and they have been in the industry for more than 50 years now, and they have offices in 30 different countries. They get the money through the university commission. So how this works is basically when you pay the university fees directly to the university, they get a commission from the fees that you paid for to the university, and you don't pay any extras from your hand to the agencies. So that's the biggest advantage if you go through IDP or any other agencies which works on this system. I'll attach a link down in the description, so later on you can go check out how to get in touch with them. Also, there's lots of advantages to apply through a student consultant agency done by yourself. They've been sending students for a long time, and they'll help you through every single phases, and especially the next phase, which is the crucial one. So now in this phase, once you completed and submitted your application, soon you will get your conditional offer, and it's very rare to get unconditional offer the first time, so don't be discouraged. So in the conditional offer letter, the most common condition would be to submit your IELTS score if you're waiting for the result, and the main condition would be to pay a certain amount of fees to the university in order for you to get an unconditional offer. So for example, for me it was 33% of the total fees that I need to pay in order to get the unconditional offer, and it depends and it differs on each university. So now what we need to do is to make sure we meet the conditions, and once you've done it, you will get your unconditional offer, and you'll probably have 2 or 3 days to accept it. And once you accept it, soon you will get your CAS, which is the confirmation of acceptance to studies. And once you have it, we are ready to move on to the next phase. So now this is the decider. So all the efforts that you put before is going to pay off in this phase. So you may have to do a medical done before the visa, depending on the country that you choose to go. So now that you have all your documents ready and you've met all the requirements, it's time for you to attend the visa interview. It's probably going to be face-to-face. So basically the idea behind this interview is for them to make sure you are a genuine student coming in. So this interview can be scary or intimidating. So my best tip would be, you've done all your work, you have all your documents, you have the right intention, and prepare. You would be alright, trust me. So now that you completed your visa interview, wait for a result, and once you get approved, it's time for you to move on to our last and final phase. Congratulations that you have made through all the 4 phases, and you are in your final phase now. So this is the most exciting phase in the whole process itself. Now that you have everything ready, which is your offer letter, you have your fees and finance sorted, and you have your visa ready, now it's time for you to pack your bags and all the essentials. To be honest, you don't need to carry too much stuff, because you can always find cheaper stores in any country that you go to. So it would really significantly reduce the stress of carrying tons of loads on your back. Also, it's time for you to go through a checklist and to make sure you have all the documents, you have sorted your accommodation, you have emergency contacts, you have extra cash with you, and all the other stuff. Now that everything is set, it's time for you to say bye to your family and friends and ready to go out to the world and enjoy the experience. Good luck and be safe. So I hope this gave you a brief outlook on how the process of studying abroad will look like. So you can drop in a like if you like the video, and comment if you have any questions. And make sure you subscribe to Live Your Life. And thank you for now, and I shall see you next video. Bye for now.